It's John with Backyard Eden. I just thought I'd bring you a quick look at how the brassicas are doing. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so we are back here. We are back here in the backyard garden just a couple of days after getting back from the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. If you remember here a while back, I planted them out, gave you a quick video. If you haven't checked that out, you can check that out right here. But they're doing great. I've already harvested some broccoli, several crowns, and there's several more out here that are ready to be harvested now. But let's just give you a quick look at them. Alright, so as you can tell, hopefully you can see this in the picture. As you can tell, you can see the brassicas right here. There's several brassicas here. You've got broccoli in the front. Let me just give you a quick look here. Alright, so here's some broccoli here in the front. And then we got back here, we have some green and some red cabbages that are starting to head up. Starting to get a little bit of a damage on some of the leaves. That is the green cabbage looper who has decided to come in and start munching on stuff. But like this one I already harvested. This one I've already harvested and it's already given me some side shoots. Excuse me, some good sized side shoots. Those are ready to be harvested. So I need to go through and just double check and make sure to pick off any cabbage loopers that I have. These are the little green caterpillars that like to eat the leaves. I don't see any right this second. Over here I've got some red Russian kale. You can see the red Russian kale right here on the end. But yeah, the brassicas are looking good. Like I said, I've already harvested a few of the broccolis. Matter of fact, these two here I've already harvested. Actually, these three on this end were some of the first ones. And then this one came off right before we left for the homesteading conference. This one will be coming off today. As you can tell, I've got pretty good sized hands. That one's ready to come off today. This one is just starting to get nice and big. Well, I say that it's got a little ways to go, but and this one over here on the end has already been harvested. So I just have one that's a harvest today on this side, and one that'll be harvested probably in the next 3 or 4 days. And then I have the one producing some side shoots. Now let's see if you take a look over here in this other bed. I've got some more brassicas. I've got some Brussels sprouts right here in the back that are probably starting to make Brussels. They've got a lot of leaf growth, so I'm not sure how well those are going to do, really. And then over here in the back here, I've got a broccoli that needs to come off today. Starting to separate just a little bit, which is okay. It's still completely edible there. And then I've got a couple that'll be coming off in the next week or so. And then I have one here that's starting to get a little bit of size. It's not quite big enough. You can harvest it at any time. And I have another one right there. This one's already been harvested. So yeah, that's a quick look at the brassicas. They're doing fantastic. I've also got some red Russian kale and some premier kale over here in the bed that's behind the greenhouse. They're doing well. They were planted a little later than that's planted here. So basically the plan for these beds when these brassicas come out, so the cauliflower, or excuse me, the cauliflower's not in the side patch. The broccoli that's here in this front of this one bed here, this will be coming out. I don't know that I'm going to leave anything for side shoots. They produce side shoots, and you can get a continual harvest off of them for a little while. But what I've found is once the cabbage loopers come in and start destroying the plants, it's not worth it. In the spring, we have a huge problem with the cabbage loopers. In the fall, it's not really an issue at all. But in the spring, we have that problem. So I've pretty much timed it just perfect this year. This next spring, I'm going to try to get 3 harvests of broccoli in. This year I've got the 2. I kind of had them staggered a little bit, but I'm going to go for 3 separate harvests. But what's going to go in these beds after the brassicas are done is I'll actually have in the front row here, since it's closest to me when I walk to the bed, I'm going to put some bush beans probably. Bush beans are really good. You can continually sow those through really just about any time, but you really want to have them in by mid-May. The dogs are going crazy. Mid-May is probably the latest, mid to late May. I could go back with maybe some okra, which I already have some planted in another bed. Actually, 2 beds. I have some burgundy okra as well as some regular green. So there's just different options there. So what do you like to follow your brassicas with? Brassicas or broccoli, cauliflower, cabbages, those types of plants. What do you usually sow or plant after them? Leave that in the comment section below. I'm curious to see what you say. I'm always looking for tips and suggestions. What I've kind of put in after brassicas in the past are peppers. I've planted beets, radishes, bush beans. Those are the kind of things that I usually do. The bush beans are probably the most common, just because there's a quick harvest. I plant a contender variety, and those are generally up and producing in about 40 days, 40 to 50 days, depending on the weather, of course. So, and then once these cabbages come out in this back of this bed, which will be probably another, I don't know, I'd say another 30 days, 40 days probably before they start to come out. And I'll get a progressive pick off those because some of them are small, some of them are big, just like that. But once those come out, I'll probably put okra or Malabar spinach or something like that that really just loves the heat. So yeah, that's how the brassicas are doing. Now in the side patch, out beside the house, I've got a few more brassicas planted. I've got some broccoli that I direct seeded, cauliflower, cabbages, and things like that I just direct seeded over there. That's a test. I'll give you an update in a separate video on that when I give you the tour over there. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, pop those in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked us out on social media, go ahead and do that now. You can find the links in the description below. But that's it. That's a brassica update. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Hey, you made it to the end. Awesome. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that right below this video. And please, if you enjoyed it, share with your friends. And I hope that you will come back and continue to watch our content and also have an awesome day.